Hi, welcome to a new episode of Entrepreneurs Insights. Francois, you had fairly recently a successful exit of your business, your company that you founded and you run and you scale for 11 years called Healint. We want to know all about it. We want to know the journey, what you learned.
The first thing was really the focus on patients. The first objective has always been, we want to serve first patients and their family. And then the revenue is a way to invest in R&D, to invest in the business and to do more for the patients. What we did was to think, okay, where should we start to be able to ride a wave which will allow us to do more for more patients? There was CNS, pain, immunology. We could bring all of that together and start filling a gap which was about properly measuring what is happening to the patients. Because that would help the patient in better explaining to their doctors what is happening. That would help in building algorithms which allow to anticipate what is happening and what you need to do to avoid the worst. And that would help in also running better clinical trials. We started working on sleep with MSD, which allowed us to get an investment. And then we said, okay, just working on first the validation and so on is too slow. This is when we said, okay, we need to find a different way to generate growth. Because we have to choose between the path of generating IP and then having this IP being financed, which is more like medtech life science, or the path of Google, Facebook, and all others, which is first generate growth and then tons of data and make sense of that data. And we thought we may have a chance by first making something which will generate a huge amount of new data, new labels, new things which are not existing, to be able to change the way people are thinking or approaching the problems. And that's also because at the time you were having the Fitbit, the Apple Watch and all of that coming. And so that made us say, okay, let's try the path of the tech more than the medical and life science.
So that's actually, it's interesting because that's exactly the question I wanted to ask you, and I was going to come about this because Healint became an app among other things.
That's the visible top of the top of the iceberg.
But you talked about the fact that you wanted to provide value to the patient from a patient perspective. This is what they were seeing, using,
and that's also why we went for the tech part. It's because then we could actually say, okay, once we have something validated, we will be able to distribute it massively. And so after discussing, one of my co-founders did call the 100 neurologists of Singapore. 5 of them accepted to have a discussion. And she came back and said, okay, why not start with migraine? Why? Most of their patients in neurology are migraine. Second, they need better data to take a decision because the patient comes and they tell them, hey, start a diarrhea and come back in 3 months. And that's patients who want to track. It's not like cardiovascular or diabetes where the patient feels responsible also, guilty. In migraine, it's just something falling on you somewhat. And many patients actually wanted to track.
It's probably easy in eyesight, turning back and making sense of the entire journey and say, oh, this was what we did and this was why it was amazing and so on.
It was easy.
That part is easy. But when we are grinding on this and we are going through that every day, obviously we are all humans. We doubt ourselves. We make hypotheses. We stumble. We fall. We learn, and we go back up and so. So talk to us about this. Decision making. I mean, Vishal was talking about this thing that Monday morning you have this plan, and by Friday night you may realize that you had to change 3 times your course.
I hope we don't take it literally on Monday to Friday, but it's.
I think we understand.
Understand the gist of it.
Analogy.
It would be better if you can do it Monday morning to Monday evening, because that means you did not waste a week discussing about the problem. You need to be at ease with imperfection. That's it. You need to consider that it's like building your first home. There will be problems, but if you wait until you don't know, you will just be walking on other people's homes, observing and never doing yours.
Yeah,
right.
So
take action and be ready if it's not perfect to.
Yeah, and you need also people around you who understand that things need to be imperfect.
Yeah.
So your board members, your advisors, if you detect that one of them cannot deal with imperfection,
it's going to be hard to be aligned.
Not
that
the right
is
profile.
So powerful.
Did you have a lot of dependencies on investors and you needed a lot of cash, or you were lucky to have pharma clients or customers helping you to get by without necessarily raising a lot of money?
I would say lucky is not the word, but we managed to make the company profitable quite fast. I had checked also I was mentioning that we went into migraine.
Right.
Yeah.
And one part of the decision was also to check the pipelines of companies.
Right.
Okay.
And I checked and I saw, we have a good a good amount of company of products with 2 or 3 targets which are coming. So there's a good chance that the market will change soon, because there was nothing new for a long time. Therefore, we can approach potentially those companies. Actually, they approached us first.
Really?
When they saw that the app was becoming very big.
Yeah.
And before 2-3 years before even launching their drug, we started to have pharma contacting us.
Wow.
Because they saw that they went to doctors and said, we are thinking that it would be good to speed up to help the patient in being diagnosed faster. Could we build our own, or should we be building a diary, a digital diary? And many doctors tell them, no, my patients are using this the diary from Healint.
Wow, yeah.
And some said, okay, let's contact them.
At the time, how many patients did you have on the app?
At the time, we actually made the app become the #1 most used migraine digital tracking app in 3 months.
Globally.
That was a very good launch, because the product was really working very well and solving problems which had not been solved by the 100 other apps already existing in migraine. Plus a good communication plan. Very quickly, we actually started to have doctors recommending to patients to use it, because they could see that the patients were coming with more usable data for them.
Yeah.
And initially we were thinking, let's launch in Singapore and so on. But we launched in English. It was caught in the US, and it did grow in the US. And we were #1. And I think we were having something like 100,000 users.
Okay.
So,
on a daily basis?
No, not daily.
No, but active users.
Active users or something like that.
And then this grew to what? North to 1 million, is that right? Something like that?
So active users, the top we've been to was 500,000.
Okay. But total,
and
users,
total, we reached, today it must be around 4.5 million.
Wow, this is nuts.
Which
is after you
which
sold
is
the company.
massive, and it's mostly in the US. To give an idea of comparison, a big proportion of our users are chronic migrainers.
Right.
You have 3.2 million chronic migrainers in the US. So we were, in the end, I think we can say that the platform has been helping at least 1/3 of the chronic migrainers in the US.
Wow.
That's pretty powerful.
In terms of research opportunities behind it, has been wonderful. And then it started to grow very well when we translated, started to grow very well in Europe. Germany became quite big over time. It was very long. Germany was a very difficult market.
How do you feel? after building something like this,
Um,
do you feel satisfied now that you built something and you sold something, or what's next for you?
No, totally frustrated. I wanted to reach at least 100 million users over all of the
market is that big?
I was mentioning.
Right.
I wanted to change the way we do clinical trials, basically.
Right.
I wanted to be sure that we don't have to just go through RCTs with extremely, I would say, unsatisfying data, but we could bridge with real-world data as soon as you're in the phase 2.
Yeah.
So that you could say, okay, if the drug is working for a subset of users,
right,
with a specific combination, even with a specific combination of treatments, we could immediately go to the FDA with interim analysis and say, let's get it in.
Yeah.
Or at the same time, when a drug is already on the market and we see that for a subset of users it's not working, be able to push to the the doctors the way to evaluate quickly that no, this patient on Alzheimer, for example, will most potentially not react to the Alzheimer drug but have a risk of stroke. That was the more of the intent was to really change that, so that in the end we could reduce the cost of treatments also. Because today, since 96, we've seen the cost of clinical trials with the new GCP. We've seen the cost of clinical trials explode. That made it more difficult for you to develop new drugs and come with new drugs. That has been pushing everybody in reducing the risk they can take in going into smaller indications.
True.
And that has it has a huge amount of the way and the difficulty to bring even a new medical device.
And who did you sell it to?
It's very difficult. So I sold it to Aptar.
Okay.
Aptar, it's a company which is building very high precision plastic elements initially, which are used in devices for injectable or nasal. So they have a very stable business. We were talking about that, very predictable.
Right.
And they decided to create years ago a digital branch attached to that. So that they could be helping in making the future more connected. So that, for example, you do your injection, it can send a signal immediately to the smartphone and then analyze or potentially even measure the dosage and help you in evaluating that. It's one part which is needed for the future of precision medicine, in my opinion.
They reach out to you, or you get introduced to them?
Oh, that's a long...
how did this...
So we had, when we decided to sell the company with the board,
Why did you decide to sell the company?
It was time to give back to the shareholders also. Some of the VCs, actually one of the VC also needed to close. So we had the choice between buying them back. We actually did buy back some of the VCs over time with the revenues. But we had the choice between selling and not. And I thought it was a good timing. I had learned a lot. I thought maybe I can start again one day and do even better. So we decided to sell. We had basically 3 serious suitors with whom we started the due diligence, and we did actually come with a bid. One from Japan, one from the US, one from Europe. And they were all coming from my network. Basically, people I had met over the years. So that's a message and advice I'm always giving to entrepreneurs is keep in mind that at the time of exit, you may have your best exits with people where you met along the years who were potential partners or even potential competitors. Don't be that afraid of competition.
Of course.
Especially in healthcare where things are so broad that the chances that people actually go into different paths or different ways of solving the things will not make them necessarily competitors for a long time. But they may be an exit. So that's how we reactivated the network, discussed, said, searched for what would be the complement, who was having the right amount of cash also, because we did not want an exit based on share exchange.
Yep.
And I actually involved the team, and we also wanted to have the tool continue to serve the patients and the team to stay. And so we also had the team give their opinion on who would be the best fit.
What's next for you?
Today, I'm relaxing a bit.
Entrepreneurs don't do that.
He's traveling the world and spending money. That's what he's doing.
I'm sure something's going on.
So I'm advising some other startups, discussing, traveling a bit the world, and thinking about where we would go and live next with the family. Health and family first.
Right.
Yeah.
And so today it's health and family.
Yeah. Once you have an exit, you can talk about health and family, right?
Yes, but when you're
then you're so passionate about it, you got to do it, right?
You cannot be serving patients and making your team sick, overworked, right?
Yeah,
oftentimes
there would be a lack of coherence. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I hope Francois, your journey will inspire a lot of people.
Francois, thank you so much for being with us today. It was awesome to get to know the journey of Healint.
Thanks for sharing your journey.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you all very much for watching this episode of Entrepreneurs Insights on the Amplifiz podcast channel. See you soon. Bye-bye.